everyone, and welcome back to Art with Miss Choate. I hope you guys had a wonderful summer break. And what we're going to be doing today, we're going to be thinking about what we did during that summer break. Now, I don't know about you guys, I still was quarantined, keeping social distance, staying away. So I didn't do a whole lot. But what I did get to do was read a bunch of books. And those books let me go to different places in my imagination. So whether you're going to be using a memory of maybe a book that you read or an actual memory of something you physically did this summer, we're going to be drawing a picture on one of those scenes. So if you were able to go to a beach this summer, if you read a book and went to a beach, we're going to be taking that mental image that you still have in your memory, and we're going to be drawing it, but we're going to be using words. So if you're going to be drawing the sand, we're going to be writing the word sand over and over in a tan-colored pen or pencil or crayon. And so we're going to be using words of those places, and we're going to be making a scene. So we're going to get our toes wet, figuratively, not literally, and we're going to get back into our art-making swing of things. So let's go get started.
The first thing you're going to want to do is pick what landscape you want to draw. Remember, a landscape is any picture, any image of outside, and I would like it to be something that you either saw this summer or that you read in a book and you imagined it in your mind. And we're going to lightly draw what areas are going to be what, because we're going to color code our sections. So I'm going to draw a beach scene. Now remember, yours doesn't have to be the same as mine, so this is an example. So if you want to watch this through, see what I'm doing, and then pick your own scene, you can totally do that as well. So I'm going to put my first little, very lightly in pencil, I'm going to draw where my sand is, or the banks of my beach are. So I'm going to have a curve up and down. Remember, we're drawing this lightly. This is going to be in some yellows and oranges for the sand. And then I'm going to have the line of my Lake Michigan right here. So all this area is going to be blue. And on the lake, there are some sailboats. So I'm going to put some triangles right here as my sailboats. There weren't many in my imagination because of everything that's going on right now. And remember, when something is smaller, it means it's farther away. When it's larger, it means it's closer. So I'm going to do one more right on the horizon. And it's going to be small. This one will be a little bit bigger. And then here is going to be my sky. So here I'm going to put my sun. So I'm going to have some yellow and oranges radiating off of here. And maybe we'll do like the sun starting to set so we have some pretty colors coming through. So I'm going to just draw those out for myself. I'm thinking these are going to be like some purples, dark colors, and up here is going to be my blues. And then we can go in and we can start to write those words. And I'm going to do them in my colored pens or like a thin-tipped marker, whatever you have around you, or if you have colored pencils, you can use whatever you have. So I'm going to start at my top and come down, but you can pick and choose what areas you want to do first. And I'm going to use words. And it doesn't have to be the same word over and over, saying sky, 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 but it could. So I'm going to start with saying just sky. And you can think about how you're writing it. Are you doing all capital letters? Are you putting anything in between it, like a dot? Are you drawing over your letters again and again to make them thick? And you're going to keep going, and you're going to start to fill up this whole area. You could change up your shades of blue. So maybe I'm done with that one, and I want to change it to a different color. I could go over my letters that I've already done and add a layer of this light blue. I can change the way I'm writing the word. So now I'm just going a little bit faster, and maybe I slow back down. All of these things are artistic choices. And once I hit that end, I'm not going to rush and try to squeeze it all in. I'm just going to put the SK. I didn't have room for the Y. That's okay. So now I'm going to come down to my next line. I could change up my colors, or I could do the same color. I could change the way I'm writing. Maybe I go smaller on this one, or maybe I go bigger. I'm going to go bigger on this one. Well, maybe I even do a different. You could even do a different, like a marker, a thicker marker, or paint. You could change up different areas. So I think on this second row, I'm going to do nice, thick marker. And I'm going to play with the way I'm writing it. I'm thinking about the word sky like it was a cloud. And maybe I can even put in more words now. I could write like big blue sky or blue sky. And just like before, whatever runs off is fine. And I'll go back to one of these. And we're going to keep on going until we hit one of the areas where we've marked it with the pencil, and that's going to be a different color and different words. Now that I've gotten all the blue areas in, I can go ahead with that yellow and the sun. And I can go in a circle with the way I write it, or I can go straight across like I was doing before. And I'm going to go in a circle, or at least an arch. And maybe the last one I'll do in a nice big marker. Oh, not a green one. And maybe I'll even do some dots around it. Because this is art and there aren't rules, and I can do whatever I want because this is my piece of art. So now I'm going to do the sky here. I'm just going to write the word sky, just like I did before, but I'm thinking about a sunset, so I'm going to be changing around with the colors. Maybe I can even throw a couple of these in earlier, because you know when the sun is setting, how those colors bleed together. And sometimes you have some purple up higher. So I'm kind of putting them throughout. And now I'm going to keep on going, filling this area, but I will avoid where that sailboat is. Now that I'm done with the sky, I'm going to go in and do these sailboats just so they're done. And I'm going to do them in maybe an orange. I'm just going to write the word boat, and I'm putting it at an angle. I'm just filling in that area that I roughly had with my pencil. And now I'm going to go on and I'm going to do the water here. And I'm going to try to do a lighter blue. So I'm going to avoid, I think, the blue that I did with this marker. If you have other types of markers around or whatever you have. And maybe to differentiate between the water and the sky, I started doing all caps, but maybe that's not right for this. And maybe I want some more dots in it. I'm going to do lowercase. And those dots, maybe they represent like how the water is rippling or moving. And maybe you know cursive, so maybe you could write it in cursive because maybe, to me, water seems more fluid like cursive. So maybe I go back and forth between the two types. And we're going to keep going and we're going to avoid those sailboats until we get down here. Now that we're done with the water, lake area, and we got the boats done, the sky's done, we're going to be doing the sand. So we're going to be doing this in my yellows and oranges. I'm doing this one in all caps for at least the first line, I think, to follow this curve. Maybe I'll switch to the word beach. And here's our completed landscape. Now we could go back in and add more detail, really go in and fill in those spaces, or if you're happy with the way it is, you could call it finished, but that's up to you as the artist. I hope you enjoyed learning how to take different ways to create a form. Instead of always thinking about having to color and use shapes and lines, we're using letters as our lines and as our art form.
So I hope you had fun making your landscape out of words with me. I hope you had fun reflecting on your summer. And join us on Wednesday for our next episode of Art with Miss Choate. And remember, like always, if you guys have feedback, suggestions, something you want to learn how to do, drop it in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up, let me know you enjoyed it, and remember, subscribe to my channel so you always get notified when I put up a new video. Videos come out Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye.